folks.
Well, it has the little recording thing going, so maybe we're good.
I
Let's
don't
see.
see anything.
Well, now it's working on the app. I can hear you, so we're good.
Okay.
Okie
Cool.
dokie.
Cool. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
Okay. Well, welcome to the Sidecast. A little idea that we had going. Hopefully, at some point, if we actually get, we're gonna go like Timmy Turner's dad. This is where I would have my Patreon supporters, if I had any. So one of the ideas was to have kind of like a side cast, a side podcast, with special guest, and in this case, we got Ari.
Hi.
Hi, Ari.
Hi. If those are the fans. Hello, we love fans.
Sure. Let's go with fans. Yes. So we're going to go ahead and I don't know if we're actually gonna play Borderlands 3, but we
I
need it.
don't mind. I'm still I have clap trap like just dancing around in a loading screen. Oh man.
Yeah, same here. He's beautiful, but um, so we're gonna go ahead and touch upon what was discussed in the last uh, podcast episode for Geeks and Gripes, and that was anime and manga. And if you listen to the actual episode, which I hope some people did, you may have noticed a running theme that most of the anime and manga that we recommended was shonen. It was pretty much just straight up shonen for
What's
guys
up,
kind of
bunch of
thing.
bros talking about Shawnee?
Bros.
Bros.
But as you may or may not know, hopefully you do, anime has a couple more, just a few more categories, just a couple, not many, which we're going to go ahead and discuss here. And I needed an expert, and what better expert than Ari with a few topics that most fans of shonen anime and manga probably don't go to, and that would be Yuri,
Yu-
the
Yuri.
world of
Yu-
Yuri. And
Yuri
in,
and
in case
Shoujo
you,
Ai.
yep, and in case you live under a rock, which I think some anime fans do, but in case you live under a rock, Yuri is girl love. Basically, it's stories, mangas, animes that focus upon relationships between two female protagonists. Is the same premise as yaoi, where yaoi is just that, is boy love, and it's the stories and relationships between two male characters.
Mhm.
Shoujo Ai is I
It's
believe, and you
a more
can correct me on
cheesy
this.
version. It's a more cheesy version of Yuri. So Yuri basically they do have sexual relationships. Like they do
Okay.
show more than just kiss and holding hands. Shoujo eyes like basically like the cheesy, the cutesy kind of area where no sexual. It's even putting innuendo. They're just cute.
Okay. Okay, there we go. So I just learned something new. um, and I guess we're gonna start with that. So Ari, in our previous podcast, we talked about like what anime or manga kind of got us into the genre, and in this
Mhm.
case, let's start off with that as well. Which anime or manga you can remember that actually brought you in to the world of Yuri?
So, the world of Yuri, well, the thing that happens 90s or so, late middle to late 90s or so, I started looking for like animes that relate to myself and my situation, which is that I found out that I like girls. So I started looking, and in that era, there was a trifecta of the must-see animes or mangas to read, and they were like Kanazuki no Miko and Strawberry Panic and Maria Gasama Miteru. Those three were the thing that got me into Yuri. Like
Okay, well,
they were like the three must see in that time. Like if you didn't see this, you didn't really see Yuri or Shoujo Ai at all.
basically, if you didn't see them, you'd be shunned. Shun! Shun!
Basically, that's what they got me into it, and I really like the whole, because I'm a lesbian, so I got into it really really deeply on it. I was like, "Dude, this is my thing," and I started reading and try to watch anything I could find because there isn't much compared to the yaoi genre. Jury is like basically non-existent. It basically was non-existent in the 90s to early 2000s. Right now it's freakingly abundant, but still really hard to find. Oh yeah.
So, yeah, for some of the viewers that might not know, yaoi, also known as boy love, appeals not only. Actually, I would dare to say it appeals more to
Mhm.
girls than
Mhm.
to actual like guys that
Mhm.
like other guys.
Mhm. It
And
appeals
it
more to the Fuyoshi. That's the name of the fandom. They're called
okay,
Fuyoshis. So Fuyoshis are very, very good at giving money away. So they do give them, they do give them a lot of material and content. They do have some good ones though. Like I'm not gonna lie, like they do have some yaois that are extremely, very well written, and you just get into it no matter what your sexuality is. So.
and if you've been alive in the last decade or so, you may have heard of a little, probably little known title called Yuri on Ice.
You know what's funny
Yeah.
about Yuri on Ice? Yuri on Ice is not categorized as boy love or yaoi. It's categorized as a sports anime because it's ice
Yes.
skating.
As
But
yeah.
the main relationship is a very obvious homosexual one, and it's a really good one. I heavily recommend that anime to anyone. I'm not kidding. The relationship is a very good and healthy one. Like it's really hard to see those in any kind of genre, like healthy relationship between two partners that they just pushing each other to be better. So, if you have the time, I heavily recommend you watch Yuri on Ice.
So Yuri on Ice, it exploded in popularity again from the fans that Adi just mentioned that will find
Fuyoshis.
a new, yeah, the Fujoshis that will find a new anime, a new couple, and just if you think that cannons and ships in other genres have power, Fuyoshis basically have the equivalent of the U.S. naval forces behind them when they find a ship that they want to sail, and they sail it, and it becomes exceedingly popular. And
Mm-hmm.
for a long time, Yuri on Ice was just that popular.
Mm, it was. I
But
mean, it did help a lot that the animation studio that made this anime incredibly beautiful. Like, the art is amazing. The animation is so smooth. It could be smoother, but it's smooth. And it's just ice skating. Come on, like, who doesn't love ice skating?
yes, of course. I mean, when I think of popular sports and most watched
Sport.
sports, I mean, it's like ice skating, and then there's something called the NBA, whatever the hell that is.
Dude,
NBA, I don't know.
oh, do you wanna
That's
go on it?
basketball.
Okay, so let's go with this topic. 'Cause this is a topic. I think almost all sports, animes, and manga they do have shonenai, and yaoi elements on it. And the fandom that is mainly in sports manga is female. Like I have seen that so far. That's my point of view. So
Yeah. Well,
we
okay.
have
Okay.
these
See.
animes like Kuroko no Basket, the
Yeah. Slam
Haikyuu, which
dunk.
is Slam Dunk, Prince of Tennis. They have a heavily big female fandom. They do have the yaoi elements in them.
Well, also, it's super. It's also super easy for like the Fuboshis to just pick out
Sh-
like
yeah, the
couples and be
chip
like,
is
okay,
there.
I ship them.
Yeah, the ship is there. It's really easy to find them. It's like they make it obvious to just, oh, I'm gonna ship this guy and this guy. That's it. This is the OTP on this show. That's it. I'm gonna live my life doing it like that. That's it.
Oh, so for viewers who might not know, what is OTP?
One true pairing. That's basically
Ah.
it means that this is the couple of the anime or manga that you're reading, and no one will destroy that couple, even if there are other darky couples like that. But that's your one-two pairing.
So the
So,
OTP belief is one that can fracture and rupture fans of any genre. Um, but I think it's more heavily discussed in like um, these anime that do tend to lean towards the yaoi elements, just because the fangirls are scary. They're scary. They scare me a lot,
fa-
a whole lot.
fandoms do become like extreme. That's a fact. But
So
yeah.
putting that aside for 1 second,
Hmm.
besides the Yuri element, can you think back is the first anime or manga that got you into anime and manga as a general hobby, as a general
So
like
this is
follower?
the well, it's hilarious because my stepdad one time he came from the video store and he came with a VHS, and the VHS was this mega anime, very old, very famous, Messenger C. That was the first that was the first anime I saw in my life. My stepdad loved that anime with all he had. He used to rent it a lot when he was like able, and he brought it to us, and that was the first thing that we saw. That was my first interaction with animation in general, that it is in cartoons, like. So I saw these big ass robots and all this stuff, and I was like, "Oh, this is amazing!" And it wasn't another language. I had to read the subtitles. It was really cool because it was a whole experience, right? And then after a while, what got me into anime was there was this channel in here in Puerto Rico. It's called WAPA, and they had like early in the mornings. They had this like the
Yep.
triad of animes like Slam Dunk, Ranma and a Half, and all these animes, one after the other. So I would never miss those. And then came Chevy. I don't know if you remember that.
So
Chevy was the
Chevy,
yeah.
if you guys want, if you guys are not from Puerto Rico, just imagine like this
Blue,
morning
like Blues Clues, but
host.
without blues.
Yeah, imagine Blue's Clues, but Steve is like a clown, and he's not a creepy clown. Chevy could be the only clown that I can thoroughly
I
say
think
I'm not afraid of.
I think Chevy wasn't really like a clown. He was like the dude from what's the name of this show? The dude is super healthy, and the whole premise of the show is that you have to be healthy. Less Lazy Town,
Oh,
like
Lazy
the
Town,
blue
yeah,
dude from Lazy Town. That was
yeah.
Chevy. That was Chevy. That's basically Chevy because he was fit and he always wanted people to do exercise and all that stuff. But anyway, that show brought Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z into the island. So I was like, oh, and that I religiously watched those two shows with my stepdad too. So my stepdad actually was the big influence into anime in my life, anime and gaming,
Awesome,
basically. But
awesome,
yeah,
awesome.
manga on
So,
the other hand,
uh huh.
I went to there's this mall and they had this store. I don't remember the name of the store, but it had comics and stuff. So I went in just to see, and saw this book that had a beautiful art in the middle. It was called Demon Diary. I
Okay.
still have it. It's a very old manga. Apparently, it didn't like it wasn't the big deal, but I was like, oh, cool, I got it. I didn't even open it. I think that was my mistake. I didn't open. I got it because it said Demon Diary. I thought it was like a diary that had like pages with stuff. So I bought it, and it turns out it was a manga, and I didn't know what manga were around that time. So I bought like the fifth volume of a manga that was ongoing, and I didn't even know what was happening. But it got me into it because I was like, okay, so I need to find the other one. So I went and found the other ones, and I got into this. I started watching and reading all these mangas, and that's how I got into anime and manga specifically.
Nice, nice. So from there, we got the basics of it. Let's go back to the topic at hand.
Hmm.
Bring us into the world of Yuri. What is the appeal? What are some of like the like your favorites? Like why were they your favorites? Just bring us into this world.
Okay. So, the appeal, well, it differentiates amongst people. For me, it's because I'm a lesbian and I really enjoy reading stories that are beautifully drawn and explained, like put it in a format. Considering that I don't have that many into the mainstream media, let's be honest. I don't have that many gay or shows besides the L word, things that they go to the extreme. So I in manga and anime I have the three sides. I have the extreme middle, the extreme negative, and the middle, and the extreme positive. I have all of them, and they do is the majority of them are based in high school or middle school, so it's
Uh,
more of like,
okay,
oh, look at that. Yeah.
that's the category slice of life, I guess.
Uh-huh. Basically, they do go with size of life or stuff. Depending on which one it is, and depending on the artist too. Because sometimes they do go like extreme. But that's basically the only reason why I like them. It goes into fetishes for some people. Some people do read the jury because they, fetish lesbian or homosexual relationships. Sometimes people go because the artist, who was before a hentai artist or was a shonen artist, decided to do a one shot for a jury, and they went. So they go and started liking, and they go, and that's how they started with the jury. It differentiates, but for me, it's more because it's what I am. I cannot simplify it more than that. But uh, artists or stuff that you gotta see or hear, it depends basically on era that you wanna see. Personally, I read more manga than I watch the Yuri animes. Because the manga is more abundant. But recently, we did have a resurgence in anime, which we had 3 or 4 really famous mangas animated. We had Citrus, which Citrus is the story of these two step sisters. I need to make emphasis on that. They're step sisters. They're not even related on blood. That they start dating. That's the best
I
way I can put
I
it
wait
on.
wait. I hear something. I hear something in the background. Dun, 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 dun. There's no banjos, so we're all over the place.
No,
Continue.
no. No. But yeah, basically, it's a very good story. Like, Citrus, honestly, the manga is stunning. Like, I'm not kidding. This is the best art I have seen in a while, and in any manga or anime. Like, I heavily recommend you to check it out just because of the art.
Okay, very
The
cool.
story is really heavy because it's dealing with the coming out and expectation of parents and expectation of the family name, because there's one of the characters comes from the family. So uh
Yeah,
and
that That's a
That's
big. I've noticed that's a big thing in not only just slice of life manga, but in a lot of different mangas. I guess it's like it has to be something cultural.
it has to. I
Where
believe it
like
is. Yeah.
the family name is like the thing. Which I guess if you were here in the U.S., it'd be like like a Kennedy, a Rockefeller, stuff like that.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
that if something like if a member of that family ain't exactly the most acceptable in the social spectrum, they could bring shame on the family and all that.
Mhm. You got like it is cultural because it's almost in every freaking jury I read or most of slice of life that I read. The expectations of my family or what do people will say is really big in this kind of topic. So is there. The mangaka is called Saburo Wata. So I heavily recommend Citrus too. We
Is
have
it
and
is it
we have
an ongoing
okay.
manga or is it finished?
So Citrus finished. He made a sequel. It's called Citrus Plus. I think I said he, but it's probably a she. I'm not sure if it is a female or man. That's another thing that we can talk about. How many males are in the Yuri genre? There are a lot. but the
And
other one.
okay, so
Uh huh.
let's jump to that. So are there a lot of male like manga artists, which are called mangaka in
Mm-hmm.
Japan?
Mm-hmm.
Like what's the what do you think the proportion is male to female when it comes to like Yuri artists and Yaoi artists?
Yaoi artists are mostly female. Like I can say that like without blinking. Like I'm pretty sure like 70 to 80% are female. Because I don't wanna take
Okay,
out the fact that they are like males. They're male because they are,
okay,
but they're just like small. Uh,
okay,
Yuri, right? Like if you asked me when I was like in middle school or starting college, I will tell you it was gonna be like 70-20 or something like that. Like I don't know, something like 70-30 or something like that. Cause 70 be males, the mains. Because I didn't really saw a lot of names that were female artists. Considering the fact that they do use a lot of pen names, so it's really hard to know if this person is really a girl or boy until like you read the omake or something. Uh, so right now though, I'm pretty sure it's a solid 50-50. Because most of the mangakas that are out now that they're just dropping comics everywhere, manga strips, one shots, everything. I've been seeing a lot of females. Yesterday, actually, I read one. There is one female that is drawing about her life with her girlfriend. Was adorable.
oh,
So yeah,
that's
it's
cute.
adorable. Yeah. There, I read another one too, which is like Chinese, but that one hasn't been updating lately. But it's called Maganan Danai. But yeah, but right now it's basically 50-50. Right now I think the mangaka from Bloom Into You, which is the anime jury of the decade, it's a male. I think it's a male. And he did a
Okay,
great job. Like I'm not the art is beautiful. Neo Nakatani is his name. Illustrated by Neo Nakatani, but the writer I don't know who. No, it's written by him too. Or her. No, that's sounds like a dude. I think Neo is a dude. I think the writer of Blooming to You is a man. So there's that.
okay. Well, um, you had
Mhm.
mentioned that you heard the episode that we did, and that you were
Mm.
surprised by one of the series that I mentioned, which was Read or Die, the TV.
Ah, yes, RD. So RD,
ROD.
I read it and saw it because it does have jury elements. You do need to press your goody goggles a bit, but they are there. Like the female character, especially the main character, the female that is like extremely talented.
Yeah,
She,
so basically in Read or Die, the original one, there's one paper master, And like I
Mhm.
mentioned, paper masters are these people who have the ability to fold and turn paper into pretty much anything from vehicles to weapons. Like, a paper sword could literally cut through steel.
Mhm.
So in the first series, it was all about this main character, and then in Reader the TV, it's three sisters, quote unquote.
Mhm.
They're not
Quote
really
unquote.
related. They just find each other, and each of them has their own like personality, from the oldest to the youngest, and it's their whole thing is to find the original Paper Master, to find her. I don't remember much of the rest of the series because like they
It's
stopped showing
old.
it at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I do remember that they find her. They do find her, and then she is looking for the person who contracted them to find her is kind of the love interest of her in the first series. I would say, like,
Mhm.
it's two girls, obviously. That's the whole thing. That's why you
Mhm.
put your Yuri goggles on.
Mhm.
Um,
It's
it
there.
is
It's
like the
there.
love interest. Yeah, yeah. You're like, my ship is there. Damn it! Fire the cannon. Um, but yeah, it's a really good series, and it was really like an idea that I had never thought of. These are bibliophiles. They love books. They will cut somebody if they harm a book, like a rare book, and they have no problem just like using all their money on books.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's like, yeah, a lot of us can identify with that.
Mm-hmm. So that show, like, yeah, when you mentioned it, you're in the previous podcast, I was like, oh my god, I have never seen anyone that's seen this show. Like, no one at all. And the reason that you watch it probably because you like the premise and stuff like that. But I watched it because it was in the list that you should see because it's the jury is there. It's not jury, but it's there. And I watched it. I really enjoyed it. So I was like, oh my god, I saw it. So we had a big conversation about it.
Yeah. Like, and yeah, it's true. I saw it originally because the concept of it was super interesting. I'm like, oh, okay, so they can make stuff out of paper, and then this girl uses paper to stop a bullet. Is okay? What?
Yeah, the
And
power was broken. Like holy shit! Like they did things that was like, "Ah, come on, now you're stretching. Now you're stretching.
so
Yeah.
so for anybody who hasn't who may be listening that's more into mainstream anime, like the old big three, Naruto, um, One Piece, Dragon Ball, stuff like that. Imagine Conan from Naruto. Imagine that, but not with all the angst and not super obsessed with pain, and able to do a ton more things with just regular paper. None of this exploding bomb paper. No, just like regular paper. Just imagine a lot. Like she took a lot of like liberties with like being a paper master that honestly the three sisters could have probably beaten the crap out of her. But that's just my
Mhm.
opinion.
Mhm. Yeah.
And honestly, that's also something I believe that not a lot of current, I would say, anime watchers, anime fans, or manga fans that are male, and I'll just straight up call them out. will accept is that sometimes we watch series or read manga that we can go like, bro, did you see this, bro, I know, right? And but still, like, we'll tear up if we see the actual like manga or anime again. An example for me would be Toradora.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, so
For
Toradora is straight up slice of life, but it's
Tsundere
funny
waifu.
and it's romantic. It's a It is a romantic comedy. No matter how you look at it, it's a romantic
Mhm.
comedy.
Mhm.
But it's really well done. It's really well animated. And there's parts of it that just like stab you in the heart, twist the knife a little bit, just enough, and then remove it, patch it up, and go like, you're fine, nothing happened.
That's Clannad for me. Like
I've
Clannad,
never heard
I
of that one.
You never have? So Clannad is an anime based on a dating sim,
Okay.
and it has two parts. It's a Clannad and Clannad After Story, which is basically the characters that grew up, and there's this story based on the main ship of the show. I wanna say.
Mhm.
The show is really cutesy and everything, but the show is sad. The show is sad. If you're gonna watch this show, please get tissues because I saw it once and I cannot see it anymore because I know I will cry my eyes out. Like it's really beautiful reading. The intro is a banger. Like, but it's really sad. Like they go above and beyond to make you cry, man. Like for me, like I heavily recommend it. Like when I want people to, like, let's say you have this friend that only sees series that have people in it, you know, like Westworld, Game of Thrones, The Walking Dead, and they think anime is just, you know, these guys fighting, screaming Naruto and all that stuff. I
Yeah.
go and
Sasuke.
I recommend these shows. I like go with Your Live in April, Clanad, because I wanna show them that anime does have range, right? I give them the most saddest animes I can think of from the get go. And they
It's
watch
like
it and they
you.
love it because you know they just think this is just cartoon for kids, and then you see them watching this and then I go from there, okay, cool, now watch Full Metal Alchemist, watch Hunter x Hunter, watch I don't know, whatever you can think of, and they go like, oh, this is amazing, but they didn't know you could get emotional on an anime.
No, just admit it. You have a contract with like Kleenex and all the tissue making companies. They slip you an extra little bit of money every time you do that.
This is why I have toilet paper right now.
Exactly. That's why That's why you're not gonna run out of toilet paper in this in this pandemic. You'll have like an airdrop from Kleenex. Like, here you go, bro. Thanks for endorsing us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So basically, that there's that.
Okay.
There's going back to the Yuri topic. We have so many derailings. This is normal. This is okay. This is
Of
fine.
course. You know, it's just imagine the straightest line you can imagine, and just turn it. But you'll eventually get back to the same place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So back to Yuri.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Just like with every anime, there's probably a couple that have disappointed you. So tell me
Oh.
a Yuri that you were really excited for, and then it was like, oh my god, this is garbage.
Scum switch. It's not okay.
Okay.
Okay, don't hear me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like it's not that it's bad. It's Scum switch does slice of life really well. Like,
Mhm.
but as a jury fanatic, I went for the jury, and the jury did not happen.
Oh, okay.
So it did happen in some way, but in not the way that I wanted. So I completely disappointed. But I do recommend that show though.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
there's Maria Sama Gamiteru too. Maria Sama Gamiteru is this anime that you had to see late 90s, early 2000s. That it was a school in a convent, and I never understood why people hyped it as much as they did. Cause the anime is boring. It's eh. It's eh. And there's Strawberry Panic. So Strawberry
Oh, okay.
Panic,
I've heard of that one.
yeah, Strawberry Panic is the anime. I'm probably gonna get like death threats or something because I'm gonna say this. And Strawberry Panic sucks. Strawberry Panic sucks. Like
Ooh.
when I was, you know, when if you asked me this question in the 90s when I started watching, I would totally tell you that Strawberry Panic is the best thing that had ever come out of Yuri anime in the centuries. But no, it's really bad. It's trash. Like, because there's only one couple that is worth to when loving in there. Amane Hikari, I love you forever. But yeah, Uh, the whole main plot of the show is like it has been done way better than it's done in there. For example, there's this manga a mangaka that I love. It's called the mangaka is called Morinaga Milk. That's her pen name.
Hmm.
uh, she wrote this manga called Girlfriends. That's the title, Girlfriends.
Okay.
Girlfriend is the best way that you can get into Yuri. I heavily recommend it. It's the first thing that I read that I will look for the translation weekly because it was that good. Like it's a story about these two girls that become friends and how the friendship grows into love from one person first and then the other, and how they deal with the coming of terms that they love each other and all that it connotates to be in love while being girls. And it's based in middle school, high school slash thing. So Moreno and Milk made that masterpiece because it's a masterpiece and it hasn't been animated and it's killing me. But yeah, I that's the one that did basically the plot from any Yuri ever, basically, and she made the base from what it should be the standard for good Yuri. I believe that I will die on this hill. I will die in this hill. But Mariana Mill made the base of what a good Yuri is. And I think thanks to that, a lot of mangaka right now are having this really good Yuri right now. Like I told you, Blooming to You got animated and it was rated really heavily. Citrus got animated and it was rated heavily too. There's Sakura Trick. There's NTR. That I don't like to talk much about that one. Yes, the title is NTR, by the way. Nesoturu Nesot. That's the name. And
Yeah,
yes, it is.
I'm sure. Uh,
Uh,
no, continue.
so, but so I'm not saying just like a tag. It is the, it is the name of
Yeah,
the.
I was about to say there's probably there may be a couple of listeners that go like NTR. I know this. No, no, you don't. It is
So
not that.
yeah.
It's not what you think. If you know, if the website you're thinking of has two H's in the title, no, 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 no. Get your mind out of the gutter and just prepare
uh,
yourself for like an actual story, not
mhm.
not something horrible with
Yeah, there's
tags
also
that should be banned.
there's also Kase-san and Oni-san. I think this has another name in English. Morning Glory, Kase-san and Morning Glories is the name in English. I
Okay.
that one is adorable. Like as you can see, I have a preference into I believe it will be best described as soft Yuri. It's Yuri that they do just show you the relationships and you can feel the love in it. You don't necessarily need the sexual tension in it to appreciate it. So that's one
Aw,
of them. Yeah, that's
Ari,
my thing.
Ari has a heart of gold,
Only for
except when
Yuri.
she's yeah, except when she's playing like certain games like Apex Legends, in which case she'll just straight up shoot you in the face.
I have done it actually. So
Yes, I know. I've seen the videos.
I have thrown so many matches because I get mad and I start shooting at the people. But yeah, anyway. But yeah, another thing that we have seen now is because of the rise of the internet, and thank you internet and people that know multiple languages. A lot of people have translated manhwas. The manhwas are basically the mangas from
Okay.
Korea and China,
Okay.
and
Okay.
they and
I actually have a manga, like a manga from I think the guy's Korean that I actually follow.
which one?
Unfortunately, he's kind of on hiatus right now.
Mm.
Okay, so prepare for a title that is straight up weird. The title of this manhwa, or like this manga from Korea that I read, is Special Martial Arts Extreme Hell Private High School.
You told me about that one. Yes.
Like this manga, it is a drug trip. This manga is a straight up drug trip because it's so ridiculous. There's so many WTF moments. and I love every single chapter of it. It is basically this kid who has always been a weakling, always, always. He lets himself be pushed around, and it's also because he has a drooling problem. He drools quite a lot. So I guess his mother finds a special school for him where he will get not only a scholarship, but he'll be able to grow out of this weak status. And this school is straight up just a martial arts school full of totally obvious stereotypes from probably like manga all over the world, fighting manga, and these are all just stereotypes, and they're all idiots, and I love all of them. One of their teachers is just straight up Steven Seagal with a different name,
Esteban
but
Steel.
he's no, yeah, no, I'm not joking. Like they draw him as Steven Seagal, and it's just a different name. There's
But
another one
yeah,
who's basically Bruce Lee, and it's just a different name.
yes,
And then
but yeah,
as it progresses, and the guy like gains more strength and more confidence, you start to see that there's a whole other story behind this, and it's just as messed up and stupid, and I love it.
yeah. But as you can see, right, a lot of more manhwas are going out. I think one recently got animated, the God of High School or something like that. It's called. I haven't
Oh
seen it
yeah,
yet.
yeah, I've
That's
heard of
that's
it.
a manhwa. Like it got animated because it was that popular. So a lot of manhwas got translated, and there are some that have fandoms as big as mangas does. So I I could give you some. Let me remember. The first one that I can think of is Flirting Feelings.
Okay.
Flirting Feelings is wrote what was written by and drawn by Samba. She sadly passed away from cancer.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, you were telling me
before,
about that one.
yeah, she died before even she manages to finish the Mawa, and it was really close to finish because she said that the Mawa was gonna be 100 episodes. I think it ended around the 80th one. Um, that one is really well made. There's a reason why that Mawa and the news of her dying were extremely shocking because that one was redefining what the adult Yuri story should be told. It was a really well written slow burn, and where she left it is, it's just makes you sad. I'm sad right now. I made myself sad thinking about it. Another one is Lily Love. Lily Love is made by Ratana Statis. She made two, Lily Love and Lily Love 2. And she has made a lot more. She made one called Pulse, and I don't remember the name of the other one, but she made two more, and they are all good. They are all good. I haven't read anything from this person that is bad, like at all. I think she's Indonesian. I might be wrong, but she writes and draws beautiful. There's also What Does the Fox Say? And yes, that's the name of the manhwa.
It's
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 from
sad that I can hear the song in my head.
Yeah. So What Does the Fox Say is written by Team Gaji. I think that's a female. Um, and good. The art is basically Korean manhwa art, which is very different from Japanese and Chinese. Like you can see very differently, so it might be off-putting if you're expecting, you know, cutesy, heavily detailed drawings from this. There's actually two Moonlit Garden. This one is really interesting because the plot is there's this woman they have these flowers tattoos in their bodies, and when they are 16, I think the flower blooms, and they smell according to the flower that they have in their body. But the thing is that if they not pleasure often, they die because they are not getting a way to release. So it basically the flower thing is a curse, and it's the
See,
story about yeah. It's
now,
really
now,
good.
now, that just leads me to wonder if there's one character who has the corpse flower on her,
It
because
probably
that would be
does.
messed up.
The main story is about these twins. That one is a queen or something like that. I don't remember well. I read this like a long time ago, and she has a twin with the same flower, with a flower too. So they have to exchange roles in order to be and survive. Because the moment that you are found that you have the flower, they take you to a slot house, basically.
Okay.
Because that's the only way that you can survive. Basically, becoming a
Okay.
geisha.
Okay.
Really good.
Okay.
Elixir has witches, and it's a wishy topic, all that stuff. It this and I wanna say, was it? I'm trying to remember the name of my favorite one. Let me look. Give me a second. But yeah, Mawas. Those are Mawas. I think it's called Mangua. One is Chinese. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. Uh, Begin with your name. That's my Chinese favorite one.
Okay.
Is
What is that one about?
so begin with your name is a story about these two students from different schools. This girl like this girl from the school that she always saw in the bus stop, but she never dared to talk about it because she's a disaster lesbian. So
Okay, no, 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 no. You can't just throw that term out and not explain it. What is disaster lesbian?
it's a lesbian that really doesn't know how to talk or express herself in front of the girl she likes, or any girl, to be honest. So they are like this awkward, extremely cutesy, like it's adorable. You just see it and you want to hug them. So the one of the main characters is a disaster lesbian. So she started little by little befriending this person, and eventually she confesses that I like you, and it's done. That those there are two scenes that are done in this so well, and if I say it I will spoil it, but no, I won't. But your name, yeah, I heavily recommend it. The kissing, I read it like at 4 in the morning. And it was so worth it to read it at 4 in the morning, because that's when it dropped. It just dropped, and I was like, ah, I loved it.
You're
There's
like, I need it.
oh yeah, dude. Recently I read Virgin's Empire. That's Otome no Teikoku. And the English is Virgin's Empire. That's a Japanese one. It's good. It's really good. It has like 200 episodes. I've been saying that everything is good, but it's because it's my preference. It could be trash for you, and I will respect your opinion. It's wrong, but I will respect it.
Such tolerance.
Yeah. I'm watching like here like all the mangas that I read. There's one since because there are a lot of apps now that you can read different mangas or webcomics or stuff. There's this app called Webcomic that has one manhwa that is has been ongoing since forever. It's called Lily. I
Okay.
heavily recommend that you guys read it. It's free right now. Like it's now going for 220 something chapters, so you have 524 chapters to read. It's amazing. It's really good.
Damn.
It's a slow burn. It's a slow burn too. So it just hit all my favorite categories, like a home run. But yeah, basically, uh, the triad that you can see now in different Yuri-sama animes changed because we now have so many options compared to
Yeah, that,
before.
that is something that we can actually thank, hopefully, the internet for
Mhm.
bringing that new renaissance, so to speak,
Mhm.
to the Yuri categories, which
Yes, it
is
does.
it did the same in a sense for anime as a whole and manga as a whole back in the day, like back when the internet was the Wild West, and you would just race your colors and yo ho har matey new series. It actually led to a lot of people not only enjoying the series but supporting them and wanting to see them brought into the U.S. and localized. Well, we can discuss the horrible localizations of some anime and manga later, but
Mhm.
that's probably an episode for another day.
Yeah.
All I will say is the One Piece pirate rap. Yeah,
I
no,
I think that's a good intro. You're talking about the
no,
intro, right? No?
yeah, the intro. No, I
Yeah.
hate I hate that intro so
I
much.
like it. That was one of the reasons why I like watch One Piece, like in the because the intro, the rap intro was really really catchy. But you see,
Okay, I
it's a
respect
different.
I
It's
res I
different.
respect your opinion. I know it's wrong,
It's
but I respect
wrong.
it.
But perfect. But yeah, uh, there's
Okay, so
uh
let me throw you the same question that I threw to the other guys. What's the weirdest, most WTF anime or manga you've ever seen or read? Like straight up, what? Like your
Panty Pony,
brain melted for a moment.
Panty Pony Dash.
What the heck is that?
Panty Pony Dash. The story of this kid that is genius, and she's a teacher in a high school or something like that. It started normal, and then it just went like weird. And
Okay.
I saw the whole episodes because a friend of mine was like, "You need to see it. You're gonna love it." And I was like, I lost neurons watching this show. What? But I couldn't stop watching it. I know I
Yeah,
had to
it's
stop,
a train wreck.
but I
It's a
can't.
train wreck. You
But
just
I,
can't look away.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's 26 episodes, and it's considered a parody anime
Yeah, that's the same
manga.
as me
So,
with Bobobo.
oh, dude, I was impressed that they didn't heard of Bobo. I was like, really? I avoided that show like the plague. I saw one
Oh, I
episode, and that was
loved it.
enough. That was enough for me. I was like, no,
I
I
loved
can't.
it.
I
I
can't.
loved it
It's
because it was like, oh, this is horrible. This is so stupid. Why am I clicking on the next episode? What's going on?
because it embraces that is a gag show. It's a gag show, and it embraces it. So that's like what's the name of there's one show now that the gag is that he's perfect at everything.
Oh yes. Oh my God. I've seen those
Yeah,
memes.
that show is
It's hilarious.
it's extremely funny, and and this Saeki, that show is on Netflix too.
Yeah, and that's his
The dude,
catchphrase. It's like it's because I am, and he says his name.
then there's Seiki, that is this kid that he has psychic powers. He just has powers, and the gag is that he has psychic powers. He's trying to hide it from everyone, but his friends are dumb, and they do all this stupid stuff. His family too, and they do this stupid stuff. So he has to use his powers to help them all the time. It's really funny, but that's the gag. And Bobo, I'm pretty sure probably if I sit down right now, I'm probably gonna be laughing my ass off. But I don't want to.
Oh come on! How can you say no to the golden fist of the nose hair?
No, I did. That premise, that whole premise, just put me off. I was like, this is hair. No. But yeah. Uh,
Okay,
let
so
me see.
those are the weirdest ones. Okay, let's
Hmm.
see.
What do you got throw at me? Come on, hit me.
Let me see. Okay, I got one. I got one. What is an anime or manga you are ashamed to say you like?
Ooh, wait.
straight up you like it, but you know you would go to a convention if the person was there, but you would have like a face mask on so nobody could know it was you.
I think the only one that I can say, man, that's a hard one. Cause I say that I like My Little Pony, like it's nothing. So what could make me be like more ashamed than that? I would say it would be Butler. You saw me when we went to a con. Do you remember that I completely
Yep,
lost my mind?
Sebastian.
I completely lost my mind in public, and I tried to not do that, but it was just a perfect cosplay. But I think I'm ashamed that I like Bad Butler so much because it's not that good. The art is exceptional. Oh my god! I don't think I haven't seen any art better than that one, and I Citrus guy is almost there, but this person draws backgrounds that are stunning. The whole thing, the whole aesthetic of that is beautiful. And I think I'm ashamed that I like that one so much because it's not that great. It's there. It's like a 5 or a 5.5 for me. But I really liked it. I did.
Okay, okay.
I That's the only one. I mean, yeah, I'm watching all the manga, my manga list, and I'm like, and this one, I don't feel ashamed of this one. I don't feel ashamed of this one. Yes, there is one. Wait, no, like I have read there's this thing going on in this lolicon thing. Yeah,
Uh
so
huh.
I don't like lolicons mangas or animes because there's a line for me, and if they're
Mhm.
kids, cannot go past it. Like I cannot go past
Okay.
that. This is the thing. So I try to avoid reading any mangas or seeing animes that the topic is this guy, the person that is like older than the younger person, and they want to have relationships or something. There's some
Mhm.
juries that they do touch that topic, like any hentai or any shonen or something like that. That topic is around. And I have read some, and I read one that it didn't go full blown into the sexualization of the little kid, but it went into the thinking the kid is cute and I want pictures and all that stuff. And it was the situation that they drawn were comedy wise, so I thought it was adorable and I laughed and I liked it, and I feel bad about it every time I remember. So there's that. There's
And
that.
which one was that one? Like, you
I'm not
remember it?
gonna. I know. I don't wanna
Okay,
say.
no, no. Okay, no, no worries. You don't have to throw it.
Oh yeah. Well, those
Yeah,
are like
for
those.
me,
Yeah. For you,
no, no, for me it's still Final Fantasy Unlimited.
I don't think you should be mad about that.
Oh no,
But
that's like the cursed anime for like Final Fantasy fans.
dude, but
Like between that
isn't it
and
the
the Crystal
movie?
Chronicles.
Isn't the movie like worse?
What movie?
It's exactly like I don't think they should feel ashamed of the anime because the movie is Avatar: The Last Airbender bad. It's Dragon Ball bad. Okay, it's
Like
so
I have no
bad.
idea what movie you're talking about. There is no movie. There is no movie called Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within that was touted as being Final Fantasy and it just looked like sci-fi garbage. No, you're wrong. You're wrong.
They worked so hard on it though. I feel so sad that they didn't do well.
I
But
don't. I don't. That's money they could have probably spent on a new Final Fantasy game.
they could make 10-3 by now.
Exactly. You take the money that they wasted on making that movie and like releasing it in theaters, and you could have spent that on like, oh hey, now we have money to make a sequel for Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy X. We'll just make the third and final of this beautiful trilogy. But no, they spent it on that garbage
Well, they tried and failed miserably.
and failed horribly. Yeah.
uh, uh,
Okay,
Who?
so
Uh-huh.
we touched upon Yuri. Um, any yaoi recommendations?
Given.
Okay,
Given
what's that
is
series about?
that's the thing I cannot say because I haven't seen it. It's on my watch list. I've been dropping a few now because of the pandemic and because I had to stay inside. But Given is next. But I think it's based in a band. It's a band music oriented thing, but it's yaoi. It has boy love elements on it, and is very highly rated. It's so rated that a lot of people have told me to watch it. So. I'm sorry that I cannot say about what it's about, but please check it out. It's good.
Okay,
That's all I can say. I
that's all. That's
won't.
all you can say.
Yeah, yeah. That's all I can say. There are other yaois, but I haven't read or seen yaoi in years. So if I would probably recommend really old stuff, but I barely remember those. All that I'm gonna say is don't watch Boku no Pico.
No, yes, no. We
Just
touched upon
don't.
that last time
Yeah, and I'm
in the in the previous episode.
yeah. Give me a reminder. Don't.
Yep, don't, just don't. Like, nope, 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 nope,
No,
nope,
no, no,
nope.
no.
If there was such a thing as brain bleach, I would use it. I would definitely use it.
Yeah, but Yuri, I can give you a bunch that are like right now, and I and tell you how editor houses that are publishing a lot. Seven Seas is publishing a lot of Yuri right now. I love that company because they make polls, and recently a lot of people have been wanting the light novels or mangas from the Yuri get translated, and they are bringing official translations. I've been buying more and more Yuri because of it, so I love that a lot.
Okay, well, then we're past the hour mark, so we're gonna go ahead and just wrap this up. So let's wrap it up with that. Give me a list of the top five Yuri you would recommend for anybody who wants to dive into the topic.
Okay, begin with your name. Blooming to you, girlfriends. Um, Maybe read Otome no Teikoku or Virgin Empire in English. And if you wanna have a range of different mangakas and stuff, I recommend the anthology. Every time our eyes meet, I fall in love with her. That's the title of the anthology. I heavily recommend those five to start. I hope you guys enjoyed those, and I'm sorry that I was going all over the place.
Hey, that's the sign of a true fan. When your mind goes like, oh, by the way, and this, and by the way, and that, and also this. Okay,
So yeah.
well, thanks for Ari for taking the time to enlighten us um, when it comes to a couple of topics that we didn't touch upon in the anime episode that was just released. I hope we
Mhm.
can make this sidecast a more regular thing. Um, just have fun with it because it's always fun to just throw out ideas and just talk about them. So for now, Geeks, Gripers, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to listen to the podcast, follow us on all the social media platforms, and just keep an eye out for more side projects. And we'll just keep throwing that out. Hopefully one day it'll be Patreon exclusive content. But for now, let's just try to get ourselves out there. Ari, thanks for joining me and for
No
putting
problem.
up with this whole Twitch fiasco of me trying to get this thing settled in.
But we figure it out. That's important.
Yeah, we figured it out. Because Xbox won't let you actually, do a just chatting unless you have a game running. So at least we got it through.
Mm.
Well,
We did it.
thanks for listening, and we'll try to do this again for another installment. We'll start brainstorming. Anything to say,
Maybe
Adi, before
video
we head
game.
out?
Nah, just listen to Grips and Grimes. Even if you get m- mad with the anger, just keep listening. They do make decent points.
She says with while remembering her anger. Okay. Well, we're signing off. Have a great one, guys.
Later.